Alright, and welcome everybody back to RPM Esports F1. I am your commentator, always Rick 2. Oh, and that's my voice on the background. That's not what it's supposed to be. Um, Welcome back to RPM. Low gear division tonight in round 8 already. We only got 4 rounds after this one left. And that's then the end of the season already, so it became really fast, unnoticed. But yet again, we are in Silverstone tonight, one of the most iconic circuits in my opinion in F1. And well, Low Gear is kicking off this round's track with Jones in the McLaren on the first car of the track. So let's see what he can do. I meant to be streaming with OBS tonight, but I had some problems with the audio so far, so I'll try to have that on next week. Welcome Luke in the chat. Hopefully you will enjoy tonight's race as I open the test tolerance system as well, just to have a look around sometimes. As Jones is still the first car going out for his lap, and both McLarens are out, to be honest. I just noticed. So let's hope they can get some decent laps in already. Oh, I believe even Yameen's is the first car out. Yeah, it is Yameen's in the AlphaTauri. So a bit of mistake there, but no worries, we got it early on. So far, Low Gear leading championship is still by Declan in the Aston Martin car. He's been tailed by Huss and Marco, who can still recover in the next few rounds if they go end up higher on track than Deck in the points. So let's see if they can give Declan some heat for the championship lead. Also, one of our chief stewards in the chat, Boris, welcome mate. He's shouting for Alfa Romeo and Haas. And yeah, of course, just on the background, I will be shouting for Alfa Romeo as well. Just because it's my constructors team, of course. Yameen still on the line. Now into the Cops corners, onto Baggets. And let's see how he's gonna take that one on board. Bit of a sliding there. But he keeps it nice and tight on the line. A few cars in his way, but they do give some space. And he got a bit of a slipstream there. So let's hope that helped him in some time as well. Benjamin and Big Buggy joining as well. Welcome guys to the low gear division of tonight. And there goes Yameen's with a 27.9, and that's a decent first lap, to be honest. So he can be proud of that one, and I believe it's going to be Jones in the McLaren who's going to set the next one. Just a sec. Oh, he bit off time. A 28.4, so that's 0.5 off to Yameen's. And he will definitely be looking for a big improvement there. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be a Rusty Oil Can who, he invalidated his lap, so that's a shame for him. Altea did set a lap in, and it was a 1:29.6, so he's a bit off time. He might have made a bit of a mistake, as Deck goes for the pole position in his first stint with a 27.8, and it's a 10th of a gap towards Yameen's on P2. So he's showing here why he is currently the championship leader. And a bit of a news flash for everybody outside of RPM watching, or outside the low gear chat. Benjamin just got invited to the Welsh Esports F1 team as he joined this week, and we want to congratulate him on that move from all the members of RPM. and let's hope he can make a decent race for them as well. As Huss goes to P4 with a 28.5 and his first stint. Grun joined on P5 with a 29.1. So that's also a bit of a gap between Grun and Huss, but we do know both of those cars are gonna be interesting to watch in the races. Spring on P3 currently, he's did a 28.2, and that's only a 3/10 gap towards P2 position. John, who invalidated his first stint, will be looking for a redemption on his second one, and there he goes. He he was on, might have been on the outlap as well. No, he was not, but no matter. He can still do another lap, a bit of less fuel as well, so that might help him out, of course. Westboy invalidated his lap, so he will not be joining his teammate anytime soon now. But Rosevich is on a stint, as we are on board with him now in the Haas team. The one of the teams Boris is shouting for. Also, Shek joined us in the chat. Welcome, buddy. He's rooting for the Mercs, of course, as he and Evil Master are the Mercedes drivers in mid-gear division. Oh, and we do have a yellow flag, but I think it's for slow driving from one of the McLarens. And Harosevic just invalidated this lap going into Maggot's Baggets. Meantime, we got some times running in. Rusty Oil Can on P7, just 3 places behind his teammate. Altea and Smithy are sandwiching him on P6 and P8. Then we got Sinful on the back at the moment in the Mercedes with a 28.4. And Miracle just made pole position time with a 10th of a gap. And that's a really nice number reset. He did a 1:27.7 flat. I love it. My OCD can handle this one. As we are now on board with Westboy. Westboy, who invalidated his first stint, but will be looking to join his teammate up front and see if Aston Martin can actually do a decent slam towards constructors as well. As we do look at the test telemetry board, and we got Yameen's on the fastest sector 1, so fastest sector 1, yeah, so far. The other 2 sectors are currently for Mirko. So let's hope they can continue this line towards the rest of the qualifying. Swash Boys now entering the far straight, and he goes for P6. 3 places behind his teammate, and it's a 28.4 for him. And here we got Marco and Benjamin both on a hot lap, outlap. Benjamin, of course, who is now the professional esports driver for the Welsh team. And Marco, who's looking for some decent points as well. He's leading currently in the combined Alfa Romeo Constructors with over 100 points, I believe. I believe he's on 140 points currently, something like that. So let's hope he can get some points in again after this race. So we are now on board with Benjamin Cardiff in the Haas. Oh, and it's a yellow in sector 2, and it does look like Huss. Oh, but he's just making room, I guess. Didn't get any damage, so I think he just made some room for guys behind him. No, and we do have a yellow again, and it's Kron who spun around on the exit of Cops Corners, and that's gonna heat up those tires really, really bad. And so he wanna be looking at a cool down lap here, as Huss is standing still as well. I think he's just letting the guys pass, knowing his tires might be heated up just a bit. But let's join Benjamin again, as he is still on his lap. Let's see how he will take Cops Corners. Oh, and Kron retired. And I think we're gonna see him any moment now. He retired in Maggots Baggers, and there goes Jones for P1 with a 27.6. Oh yeah, and that's just on the middle of the Maggots Baggers into the wall, and gone he is. Real shame for Kron, but he's currently still on P12, and he will be having tire choice. And here comes Benjamin into the last few corners. Bit of much curve there. But he gets a 28.2 in, and that's P7 for him. Now switch to Marco, who's off time, really off time. So I think he made a mistake somewhere. And it does look like he has no wing left. So we're gonna look at the test system. And yeah, we do have Marco, broken front wing, 100% damage, so no wing left for him, and he will be looking at a second stint. Deku is improving his lap currently, and with this improvement, he will take P2. Oh, and he validates just on the line on the exit of Cop's Corners, fastest corner of the track, and he invalidates it just a bit. Makes room for guys behind him now, which is real sportsmanship from the Alfa Aston Martin driver. Wow, Alfa Romeo, I wanted to say. That's not right. That's totally not right. And Benjamin looks to be on a second stint already. See if he is improving. Bit less curb there now. And he seems to be improving, and he does, and that's P6, and it's a 27.9 for him, and that's a good starting position for us now at the moment. Rosebeach, his teammate, will be looking for a good redemption as well. Oh, and that's close. Oh, and there's Smithy there. Needed to brake there really hard. Seeing a torpedo of Haas coming up towards his towards the pit exit, and yeah, that's a shame for Rosebeach. Yes, it will have cost him a lot of time towards the lap. Currently, both the Alpha Tauris are leading up front with P2 and 3, with a really small gap towards Jones. So they will be looking to see if they can get that car off P1 position and maybe make a 1-2 of it at the start. On board with Spivey. Seems to be having a slow run, and he does, so he goes in. And no lap for him so far. Rosebeach, yeah, he's really off time. It's a 1:30, so at least he did get a time in. It's a 1:30 flat for him, so he will be looking for a big improvement there. And so far only Marco didn't set a lap in yet. So we are now on board with the P3 car of Mirko, the Alpha Tauri. And as said earlier, he is also be looking for a good position in the championship, I believe. Let me check for a moment. Standings, we got Mirko in P15 currently, together with Mosquito. Isn't here tonight. No, neither is the other Ferrari driver. So let's hope he will get some decent points in now. He did have a purple sector 2, so that might help his way up on the grid. And so far, oh no, he's invalidated on the last few corners. Oh, and that's a really late call for the pit lane. And that will probably be speeding in the pit lane also. Oh, we got Sprink on the fastest sector 2. Let's check TAS if that's right. It doesn't say it's right yet, but it might render in later. Welcome, Philip. Hello guys, hello coms, hope you are good. I am good, mate, and hope you are good as well. Spring goes to P6, which is a really good lap from him in a Mercedes car, and he will be happy with that one. Oh, I thought I saw someone spitting. No, it was not, it was not. With only 1 minute left, we will be looking at cars who want to improve and get that car up high. Oh, that's a bit wide there from West Boy, but he didn't invalidate. Oh, and Mirko retired as well, but that was in the pit lane, so that's no worry. West Boy is a bit up on time. He might be able to improve it on the last sector. Only 40 seconds left. Huss retired as well, and it seems to be on the pit lane as well. Oh no, he didn't improve himself. See if Jones can improve then. No, he invalidated. John, maybe. He was just in time to catch a lap, so we will be joining him later on. I'm looking for the car. Oh, we got Rosebeach standing still there. Yeah, he won't be improving his lap. Oh, we got Altea in the Williams in the last few corners now. Let's see if he can improve his time and maybe attack that top 10. And he did improve, but just not into the top 10. And he will be starting at P11. Then we got Rosebeach, who won't be setting a lap in. And I believe it's going to be one of the West Aston Martins. West Boy invalidated. Deck. Then we got Deck up front. He's in front of John, who invalidated his lap. And Deck is improving by a lot. 4 tenths up. And is our championship leader gonna take another pole position start? And will he be the first car to have a pole position in RPM on Silverstone? Oh, that's not a really nice exit there. And I think he lost a lot of time. And he did. So last sector didn't do it for him. And he will be currently P5. And that's it for tonight's grid. So we got Jones on the first pole position in Silverstone in RPM. With Yamins and Mirko just behind him. John on P4, Deck, our championship leader, in P5, Spring then in P6, Benjamin Cardiff on P7. And we got Smithy and West Boy making 8 and 9, Huss on P10, Altea just outside the top 10 on P11, Rusty Hurricane shortly behind there on P12, Rosebeach at P13, then Spivey at 14, wow. LN Kron on P15, Sinful on P16, and then we got 17 for Marco, who didn't set a time, unfortunately. Throw in some prediction, guys. Let's see of tonight's race. I think it's a big surprise for to have Jones on P1. I didn't expect him to be on P1. I did expect him to be in the top 10, maybe even top 5, but he should be P1. I don't know why he has a Spanish flag though, by the way. I speak to him multiple times, and I know for sure he ain't Spanish. Hus actually joining us in chat, real sneaky after the qualifying. Worst place to start? P10. Yeah, well, yeah. Just outside the different tire strategy. It's a sunny race, guys, and that's not something you see a lot in England. So let's hope it keeps dry as well. Cloudy, 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 sun. Cloudy, overcast. Yeah, it's gonna be a dry race, but I don't see how it's cloudy in a race, as it's really sunny there. So that's an interesting one. It's a mind breaker. And there we have it. Formation lap. With Jones on P1, let's take the tires with us. And we got outside the top 10, we got only Roosbeertje, Gran and Sinful on the medium tires. The rest of the grid will be starting on the softs, which of course is normal for the top 10 guys. Unless they, of course, did their lap on medium stint, but they didn't. None did actually. No one actually tried to get their medium lap in, which is a bit logical for me, seeing Silverstone is a really fast track with high speed corners, so you do want that extra grip on the soft tires. Oh yeah, that's a good notice, 6. That's a good notice. And I'm very proud to say we got 15 people watching at the moment, which is a really good number, guys, for this evening in low gear division. I'm happy to have you all here tonight, watching and listening to my voice on the low gear race in Silverstone, round 8, RPM Esports Season 1. As Jones is now entering the last few corners, made a bit of a speed run from it, which I like. He also has a really nice racing helmet. I like the purple flowing over into the blue. I like it with the light blue sort of lightning through it. Might have to copy that from him. Formation forming up, and then we hope on a really good race here in Silverstone low gear division. I'm excited. I love Silverstone. I can't wait to drive it tomorrow. I love it. I think it's a personal favorite for a lot of drivers who are racing F1 on the sim. And there we have it, engines roaring, lights going on, 2, 3, 4 and 5 lights, and we are off here in Silverstone. And it's a drive-through penalty for Rusty O'Cam with a jump start, and it does look like Yamin's got a really good start there, but Jones doesn't get him any space for the start, and he keeps his current P1 position. So does the AlphaTauri team to have P2 and 3. John seems to be having a decent start as well, and we got Rusty Oil Can out of session. We got Deck still in P5. Hus then leading there behind on P6. Sprink at P7. Smithy and Altea on 8 and 9. Benjamin all the way down to P10. Marco, who got a really good start there, on P11. Then we got Kron battling it out with Westboy currently. He seems to be having a bit of trouble. I don't know why. I think it's the tires. There might be some contact as well. I don't know. Let's check it. Do we have contact? No, it's only Benjamin with 16% damage on his wing, so he seems to be doing good. Oh, and we've got Westboy having some problems or something. Rosebeach, who is now overtaking him, and we got Spivey just behind there. Benjamin now fell down towards the grid, and Sinful on P17 so far. He seems to be having not the pace yet, but that might be the tires as well. Maybe not that great of a start, or he also goes in, so he might have damage. Let's join the bell up front, guys. Oh, it's Sinful with a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. Oh, that's really harsh, especially having it in lap 1 already. Jones and Mirko really putting up the Yameen and Mirko really putting up the fight towards Jones for P1, as both the AlphaTauris really want to get those decent points in. Ooh, Jones running wide there, but he keeps a defensive line, and no way for Yameen to go past him. So Jones will keep his current P1 position. Deck and John aren't that far behind them as well, so they might be looking to scoop in on this little fight going on. Hus in P7, so he gained up 3 positions. And Smithy and Altea still having 8 and 9 current. It's a battle between teams at the moment, guys. We got Williams and Alfa Romeo having it close towards each other, and also AlphaTauri cars having a decent battle up front. Oh, and there seems to be contact there, and that's Mirko spun out after the contact with, I guess it was John, and he is standing still really dangerous on the track, but he seems to, yeah, he joined really nicely back, and I think it's gonna be John who had contact there. Yeah, it was John and Mirko who both outbraked a bit, I guess, and lost it completely on the braking zone. So both cars need to pit, as they are losing a lot of positions now, as Jones actually got overtaken by Yameen in the catch up with what happened there on a few of the last corners, with a few cars in front of them, and it gives Deck a really nice position in P3, with Hus just 2 positions behind him. So Hus might be looking to scoop in as quickly as he can, so he can make the gap a bit smaller towards championship lead. There's the overtake of Kron on John. And now still Alfa Romeo and Williams battling it out towards each other in the middle of the pack. And Yameen's his pace seems to be on fire, as he already slammed in 1.5 seconds on Jones. As Hus keeps it close towards Sprink, he has DRS again. Sprink, who has a small gap towards Deck, but still has DRS, so he can defend if needed, and closing in on Deck when the DRS goes open. Both cars looking good on ERS. Deck is way through the ERS, so he's definitely trying to defend hard and try to keep that gap at least. Oh, and that's a really good save from Spring on the exit of Cops Corners there. Now Huss lost the time a bit towards the cars in front of him, but Spring closes in enough to make it on this run. Is it enough? Is it enough? It's going to be 5/10 of a second. DRS open, full ERS, and he's going to make it work or not. No, he does make it work, and it's the ERS of Declan who saves him from getting overtaken by the Mercedes. But Springs does seem to be having a better run on this part of the track. And it's the inside line, turn 1, inside line, turn 1. Oh yeah, that was really respectful driving, but we know it's going to be really tight there to make the overtake work on such a corner. But it's good to see there is a lot of respect between these two drivers going on at the moment. This also gave Huss some time to close in again on Spring and Deck, and he might be looking at overtake while Spring goes at it as well. Deck running a bit wide, taking a defensive line, and that's a good line, and it keeps him out of trouble for now. And Spring lost some time there on the exit of turn there as he goes through Cup Corners into Maggots and Baggots. And it's 3 cars on DRS, and also Altea actually on DRS, but he doesn't think he will be closing in a lot since his ERS is way lower than the cars in front of him. And here comes Spring on the attack on Deck. Is it a late break? It is a late break. It's side by side through the corner. It's Spring on the grass, and Deck keeps still his P3 position. This gives a lot of time towards Huss as Spring outbrakes himself there, tries to outbrake Deck, but he doesn't make it fit, and Huss is now in a really good position to attack the Mercedes in front of him. This is going to cost Spring a lot of time towards the Aston Martin of Deck, and Huss might be having a really good battle going on here, as it's a small DRS train forming behind the Aston Martin car. Both cars DRS open, so goes Altea in the Williams. Both cars grabbing a slipstream, but it isn't enough. So current positions are still how it is. Huss taking a different line, getting out of that dirty air there, and trying to keep the exit better than the Mercedes in front of him. And Altea seems to be having good, he's doing good, keeping up with the guys in front of him at the moment. Maybe trying to get a bit of a taste of this battle as well. Exit, Maggots Baggots is Spring on the attack of Deck again. We can see the car closing in here. And it's closing in, it's closing in, it's closing in. And it's a late break, side by side again. And Deck keeps it. Still, Deck keeps it, and he's defending his ass off here at the moment to keep his current P3 position, knowing Huss is close behind him as well, and knowing it will be a battle of championship lead if Huss gets him the overtake. And now this is something you do want to see on the battle up front between all the cars possible. And Spring gets a really good run here again, gets the close in. If he keeps it like this, he might be able to scoop it in on the inside, but he doesn't. Deck running wide again. He keeps it the fencing line really well. And Huss still within a second, but not enough to get a big slipstream of the cars in front of him. And if he doesn't scoop in between a second any moment now, he won't have DRS, but there he goes again inside the DRS. And also Marco joining in all the way from the back in P7, and he is also battling with Deck and Huss for championship lead. And here comes Spring again. Is it enough this time? It is enough this time. It's not enough this time. Deck keeps it on the outside again. It's side by side towards the next corner. Still. And we got Deck on the inside. Deck on the outside now. And oh, that's a really good line there. Side by side again. Oh, and that's close for Sprink. And there goes Haas on the overtake. And he has now a really good run towards. Oh, and he keeps it. Oh, he gives it back. And that's really sportsman. He just gave it back, but Altea said, yeah, well, if you give it back, I'll take it away from you. And Altea now on P5 position. If Altea does the... Oh, and now Sprink gets it towards Hus again. Oh, wow. Oh, and Marco, there goes Marco. I don't know if it's just giving positions now. He might be damaged as well. Yeah, Sprink got damage. It's 3% and that's already enough on the current setups these guys are running. And there goes Altea, and this it actually gave a lot of air towards Deck, having 2 seconds now. But Altea now under the full pressure of Hus. Hus willing to take over the car and that position, and there he goes already. And now he wants to close in. He wants to close in towards the Aston Martin car, knowing he will need those points. If he wants to grab a really good grip on the championship title, he needs to get that car up close. Marco having a bit of trouble there, going into that corner, but he's currently in P6 and he's running really well. Smithy actually might be looking to help his teammate out, who's getting the full pressure of 2 cars now. Sprink of course having damage, and that will definitely slow his performance down, and Smithy needs to try and keep it within a second as well, to have that DRS with as we have a big DRS train forming up behind Hus now. And Hus might be wanting to close in, and he does actually. He's also already on 1.9 and that's a 10th off already, but he gets a really poor exit here. Oh no, he recovers it. It's 8 tenths, 2 tenths off now, as Smithy and Westby and Rosebridge going at it as well. Let's not forget the guys in the back. Benjamin and Mirko seems to be having a bit of a fight going on. And here comes Marco towards Altea on the exit of Magus Becker's big long DRS straight. Here he goes, wing open, and it's an easy overtake out of the books for Marco, who now joins P5. And so far Sprink is doing really good, knowing he has a bit of damage. It's only 3%, but the current setups of the cars with all the low downforce going on, it's going to be affecting your pace really much. Altea keeping it close towards Marco, and Marco wants to close in towards Hus again, of course. Marco on P3 in the championship, and if he can overtake Hus, he might be able to overtake him in championship leading as well. Oh, and we do have a yellow flag, and it seems to be one of the Red Bulls, as a Sprink is still close towards the cars here, and Rosebridge and Westboy still going at it. Let's join these two at the moment. Oh, and here comes Rosebridge. Oh, guys, and this is towards Cops Corners. We've seen it in real F1. We've seen it in real F1. Can they do it? Can they do it? Can they do it? And it's respect towards each other. And Rosebridge is inside line, and he does it. He takes the position away from Westboy into the Magus and Becker's corner now, and he had a great run. But Westboy still close on those softs with a DRS now, and this is a really long part of the track. It's a really long part. Sprink actually overtaking Altea as he goes in. Westboy can't close in enough towards Rosebridge, and he goes in as well. So Rosebridge can now make and make a small gap maybe, and see if the overcut will work. Spivey caught up a 5 seconds time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as Deck went in as well, and he came out on P8. Haas still running, Jones still running, and Yamin still running. Yamin's making the gap bigger and bigger every lap again. He has 4.5 seconds now towards Jones. Haas 6, almost 7 seconds behind there, and Marco now close enough towards Haas to get that DRS on the exit of Meckens Beckets. Marco closing in, but it's definitely not going to be enough. Oh, and there goes Deck with a 3 second, and that can be vital in his strategy. Marco decides to go through, go on again. Rusty Oil Can seems to be disconnected, as he gets blue flags now. Jones went in and Yamins went in. Marco continues his race on the soft tires, and he might be looking for a really fast lap and see if he can make the overcut work on Haas. And of course, this is for Rosebitch. It is an amazing sight, as he's currently running P2 on mediums, 11 laps old. He will be having some troubles towards pace, seeing all the other cars behind him getting fresher ones, but it might work for him. He might scoop out some positions just on strategy. Of course, racing is not only done on track, but also in the pit lane. We are looking at the battles now, and it's Haas really close to Deck again, and Haas made a really good call there. Both cars might be just a bit equal on ERS, and it seems like one of the Red Bulls spun out, and it's Spivey who spun out on new fresh medium tires, and that will heat them up right away. And here comes Haas. It's gonna be too far to make the overtake straight away towards Deck, but he can close in. He can close in enough. Oh, it's battle between teammates here as well. Smithy overtook Altea, and he's now on P8. Altea keeping it close towards his teammates though. Can he overtake him again? Oh, poor exit there of Smitty. And here comes the DRS open. Altea outside inside line, and he took the position back from his teammate. This is an amazing sight. Oh, and Smithy actually trying to cross it back. Altea keeping his line though, and that doesn't give a lot of room towards Smithy and make the overtake work. And it's this part of the track where Haas seems to be having a better traction than the Aston Martin car in front of him. And now he can close in again, but Deck does an amazing job on defending his line and keeping the car just as it should. Marco's still continuing on his soft run. and it seems to be working so far. There goes Deck with the fastest lap, 129.6. And our Dukey RPM Barker just joined us in chat as well. No team orders at Williams, and definitely no team orders at Williams. These guys are taking it to the max. Huss, DRS open. See if he can close in again. He won't be catching a slipstream, which is smart. Alright, yeah, let's see which gear he takes in Maggots and Baggots. No problem at all, and here he goes. 6th gear, 5th gear. And yeah, you're right. But here comes the run of Huss on the back straight towards Deck, and it's the overtake done. Huss now in front of Deck, and if it keeps it like this, he will be closing in on the championship as well. But it's still a long way to go. to go. Yeah, Dukey, you told me. Why gotta be like this again? And it's on stream as well. Man. Always trying to be the know-it-all. Every time again. But yeah, Deck still really close towards Huss, and he might be able to scoot back his position after a few turns on the second DRS bar. You are the GOAT, but just by the looks of it. And Deck seems to be having a really good run towards Huss here. And it is a really good run, and he will be able to overtake Huss on the exit here if he keeps the car the way it is. He decides to get the 6th gear now. And here comes Huss, the defensive line of Huss again, but Dex gets in the way, and he is now currently P5 again. These guys are making a big show of it, and Huss taking it back. Poor exit of Deck, and Huss takes the P5 position back from the Alpine, from the Aston Martin. Wow, I was looking at a really wing, and then I just said Alpine. Really hard P as well. Alpine. But Deck still really close towards the car of Huss, and he might be able to get a better run in on this side of the track. Here he comes, and it's a really fast exit, and here he goes again, side by side, Huss can't cross back, and now Deck takes it back again. I'm loving it, as the cars behind them are making a really big show out of it as well. Mirko recovering since he got damaged on the first lap of the race. Sprink getting really good recovery as well, seeing he got damaged later on in the race while he was actually joining the guys in the battle for P3. Smithy and Altea still going at it. These guys are definitely showing that Williams doesn't do team orders. They just go for it, take it to the max, and the best driver will end up higher. And it's a late break from Smithy, and it actually surprised his teammate, and he took the position. Now Sprink got a run. Oh, and that's that's a really weird move, and he got damaged by it. And now Mirko overtook him again. He needs to go in again after already changing one wing this race. And now he's going to be 2 wing. For some, this might be a really head cracker. For some it's a really good joke. Some will understand it. So Althea now on the run towards Smithy again. A late break. No late break from Althea. As the Williams car are still going at it. Haas really close towards Deck still. As these two are still battling it out. So Rosebridge doing a really good job though. Having 5.5 seconds still on old mediums. And he's actually improving his times as well. And I do want to compare two drivers for a moment. And I do want to see what Haas and Deck are doing. Haas seems to be faster. Oh, and there he goes already. I was just looking at the statistics, guys. Come on, give me some time. And Haas now taking the lead of Deck again, but Deck has a really good exit here. Still really close behind Haas. On towards turn 1 and towards turn 2. And we do know it's a DRS part coming up. Here he goes, open. Both cars running low on ERS at the moment. Deck can't get quick enough towards to slow the make the gap smaller, and Haas is currently P3 actually to since Rosebridge went in, but he's P10, so that's a really good run strategy so far from the Haas driver. And I'm actually so enjoying this race so much that I didn't notice it was already lap 18. Mirko got the better run on Althea, and he seems to be looking at the attack on Smithy as well. Mirko, who wants to recover his race, he was driving top 10. He started top 10, and here he comes, overtake on Smithy, and done. P6. Deck still really close towards Haas. And if I gotta choose a moment of the race, it's definitely gonna be the battle between these two guys on track. Haas came from far away from Deck, and now they are battling it out for half a race. And here he comes, Deck overtaking Haas again. I'm loving it! I'm loving it! And here he goes. Oh, actually Benjamin taking the fastest lap now. Really good go from him. Hatchet rooting for Deck now in the chat. Deck currently leading P3 again. And Jones does a really good job, by the way, having only 2 seconds towards Yamin still. Now, it was almost 6 seconds when they got into the pit lane. So he's doing a really good job. Here comes Haas, far, long, straight, outside line, late break, and Haas tries to cut it, but it can't. Deck still getting P3, outside line again from Haas, and he overtook him. What an overtake from Haas on Deck, on the one of the last corners of the track, and he is now towards P3 again. So together through turn 1 as well. These guys are making a battle out of it. You can't imagine this. Side by side through all these corners. And now I'm curious, who got the DRS? Deck got the DRS. No, he did not. I have no idea. Oh, and there goes Marco. Marco scooping in. Marco overtook Deck. Deck overtook Marco. This is an amazing battle for P3 at the moment. In the last few laps of the race. Only 7 laps to go. Deck really wants to close in on Haas again. He really wants to overtake the Alpine again, but he gets the full pressure of Marco now. And this is a battle for top 3 championship leading, guys. Here comes Marco. Here comes Marco. Here comes Marco. Inside line, late break, side by side with Deck. And Deck gets the better run. Oh, and he gets another 3-second penalty. Man, get those removed. Let these guys battle it out. And currently this is also just the only rare battle going on as well, as Mirko is closing in towards the guys in front of him as well. And of course he is, as this cost a lot of time for Marco, Deck and Haas. And this gives an amazing run for Mirko to close in again and maybe scoop in for that last moment battles. But he got 11 seconds. And Deck actually got 9 seconds, so Marco will take it anyway. And if Haas keeps it like this, he will also take P2. Which gives him a good advantage, of course, in the championship race. Marco has 0 penalties, and he knows if he can get the overtake done on Deck and close in towards Jones as well, he will take P3. Oh, a bit of sliding there from Marco. This is an amazing battle, guys. 3 teams, 3 top 3 positions in the championship, battling it out on the track of Silverstone. And before the race started in Logic, I said towards the guys to give Deck some heat, and wow, they really did. With only 5 laps to go. It's a big show. And although Deck knows he has a lot of penalties, he is on the inside line here. Inside line, oh, but he can't cut it. Can he cut it now? Can he cut it now? A late break, inside line. No, he doesn't want to risk it. He doesn't want to risk it. He's seen a lot of wings shattered on that corner by braking late or braking too early. And he doesn't want to risk it. And he knows he has the penalties. And he knows he will lose the positions anyway. But he keeps it up. And he wants to get that track position. And of course he does. He's a championship leader. Currently Haas will still take P2 as he's within 8 seconds towards Jones, but it won't be enough for Marco at the moment, but he will still be happy with P4, of course. And here he goes. Marco just keeping it calm and maybe not enough, maybe letting the car go a bit, and us now leaving enough space for Deck to overtake him again. And I guess he won't be pushing too much. He does need to look out though for Marco, since Marco doesn't have any penalties as well, and he will be saying, guys, I can take this podium as well. And here comes, oh, I don't know. Oh, it's Russia's car. I thought, oh wow, I thought what happened to Jones, but it's not Jones. It's Russia's car. Oh, and this gives, oh, and the AI of Rusty gives a really bad run for Deck, and Haas took he actually took advantage of it, and Marco now on the inside towards Cops corners, and he gets a better run on Deck now, and it's side by side to Baggins and Baggins. No, this can't be happening. Woo! And here goes Mirko as well. We got a four-car train battle for the last few laps. And Ariadne actually saying it as it is. Deck won't give up fighting, and of course he won't. He's a championship leader in low gear. He has a really good position still. He will lose points towards Haas, of course he will. And he will lose towards Marco as well, but it's still 4 rounds left. And this gives a really exciting moment for the last few rounds. Oh, and Marco actually saved it on the exit there, as he had a bit of slippery tires. And Mirko actually doing 20 laps already on the mediums. Yeah, this is an insane run from him, seeing he closed in towards the guys here as well. And of course Deck won't stop fighting, but so neither won't Marco and Haas. If they took the penalties, they wouldn't have stopped fighting as well. This is what we want to see in RPM. Respectful and really clean driving. And they don't want to risk it on the Cops corners part side by side. And I understand why. I do understand why. Well, but you don't want to be hitting that wall with 50G. Here he goes. Deck. Overtake on Haas. Haas gets the almost the overtake from Marco as well. But Haas. Oh, and there goes Marco with a penalty. And this gives him no advantage anymore to overtake Haas. Oh, what a shame. And Haas is in such a good position now. I believe Smithy will actually take P7 as well, P6 as well, which is a really good race from him. Us getting a run on Deck, and again on this DRS bar in the last lap of the race, as we're gonna switch towards Yameen's in a sec, but I do want to see how this is gonna end on the next DRS part. I see one car coming in, and it's Altea who retired. It's a shame. He was in P14, so he would have been taking points anyway. And here comes Haas on the run towards Deck for the track position. And he didn't get it. So we're gonna go through Yameen's, who's gonna take the win in Silverstone. And Jones actually getting another 5 seconds for ignoring a penalty. And this is gonna give away his P2 position. Deck P4. No, it doesn't. And Marco P5. P4. Haas P3. Deck still P5 with an amazing race from him. Mirko going to P7, Spiffy taking a P6 in the Williams, which is a really good result. Westboy at P8, LN Cron now going for the last few corners. and he gets P9. Benjamin getting P10. Then we got Spring on P11 as it keeps like I don't know how it is on penalties. Yeah, he will get P11. Then we got John on P12, Spivey on P13, Sinful on P14, and Rosie Beach is 15. Oh, I don't know what happened here. Was disqualified out of the session. Alright. And wow, my deepest respect towards Huss, Marco and Deck, especially to Deck and Huss, for having such an amazing battle for almost half a race. Wow, what a race we've seen. How much I would have loved to do the interviews with Yamines, Jones and Huss. I can't at the moment since I don't have a co-commentator and I need to get you a blue screen and stuff. I don't want to risk that. And there we have our podium. Yamines, Jones and Huss making top 3 and making podium. And what an awesome race we've seen in low gear tonight. And I hope the guys in mid and high gear would have learned out of this as well. It was an amazing sight. And with only 4 rounds to go, the championship battle will continue. Here we have the final standings of tonight's race with Yamines, Jones and Huss on P1, 2 and 3. Deck still P5. Big respect for him for keeping up the battle. And well, I get Yamines wants the interviews, so let's get the interviews. As I make the interviews work now, guys, give me a moment. Keep you still a moment. I'm almost done. Alright. I invited him. Let's get some interviews in then. I do want to know how Yamines feel after this race. I do want to know how Huss feels after this race and also about Jones. As we do have the first 2 guys in already. Our winner of tonight's race with an amazing overtake early on in the race, of course. Yamines in the Alpha Tauri. My big congrats on winning the first Silverstone Grand Prix in RPM. How did your race go? Yeah, we can hear you. And we did see Jones closing in on the last few laps of the race, like from lap 18 on. Do you think Jones could have taken the position back if it only got a few laps earlier? Yeah, for sure. And of course, you took 2P and 3 with your teammate. Your teammate dropped out early on in the race with a slightly collision. Um, I think he did. Yeah, I think two cars actually outbroke himself. I believe John and Mirko outbroke himself a bit there. But how amazing would have it been to get an AlphaTauri battle for top 3? All right, now, well, congrats again on the win tonight, mate, and enjoy this one. Then we go to our P2 driver of tonight's race. We got Jones on the P2 position. Mate, you had a really good qualifying. You had a really good start as well. Bit of pressure by your means in the start, but you lost it out on P2, but still finished with mainly in the points. How did your race go? Yeah, for sure. And as said earlier, you did close in the middle of the race towards the P1 position again. Did you feel like you could grab it? Yeah, the battle behind you was intense, I can assure you that. But yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, it was really intense. But overall, really relaxing race for you. No big pressures. Happy with the result? Yeah. All right. Well, congrats again, man, on getting P2 for the McLaren team. And then we have, wow, one of the stars of tonight's race, Haas on P3 in the end as well.
thanks a
Mate,
lot,
we've
man.
seen most of the battle going on between you and Dak, and I know the guys in the commentary really enjoyed it. The guys viewing the stream as well. Tell us, how did your race go, and how do you feel?
Mate, I am exhausted. Just exhausted. I'm all sweating from every inch of my body right now. That was a great battle. I respect Dak a lot. He's a great racer, actually. He always left me some space, and I also did too. And at the start, it was very good. Before turn two, I passed four people. Before turn two, I started very well. And actually, I didn't think about to get a podium, but afterwards, everything came to me. I think Mirko had spun, and deck was especially, this deck was really, really fast. I think that was the most enjoyable race of my career. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
my
for
career.
sure. Yeah, it was really, really good to watch. And yeah, Mirko spun out with some contact with his teammate and John in the beginning of the race. So that a
And,
bit of
and
luck as
also, and
well.
also, and also, I got two warnings. I tried a lot to not to get another one because Marco was behind me and he would get the podium then. So, it was
Yeah,
so hard for me. But, at the end, that was the most enjoyable race.
yeah, and you've had quite some guys battling towards you. You had both the Williams. We are Marco
Yeah,
joining in
man.
late as well, all the way coming from the back. Did you actually expect to have such a lot of battles in only one race?
Yeah, actually, I Altea also was very fast. He was always behind me. It made me so difficult to take him behind me. And also Marco came from the last, I think. He's very fast guy. I thought that he's gonna get me at the end of the race. I think he's saving some ERS, but hopefully I got the podium, mate.
Yeah, you did, sure did, mate, and you well deserved as well. It was an
Thanks a
amazing
lot.
battle going on for the half the
Thanks a
race,
lot. And
and
also, I want to say something.
yeah, go ahead, man.
I want to say hello, my dear teammate, Spissy. I'm so happy not to let him down in this race because he was not racing today. So I'm sending my regrets to him.
Yeah, and I know he will be really, really proud that you got such a podium after such a race, mate.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Congrats again, and enjoy this one.
Thanks for the comment, mate. Thanks a lot.
No
Bye bye.
worries. Well, guys, there you had your podium interviews. What an amazing race we've seen in low gear. I enjoyed it so and so much. I gotta calm down my voice after this one. Thanks everybody for tuning in again on tonight's race in low gear, round 8 already. We will be back tomorrow with myself on track in mid gear division. Keep tuned in, and everybody have a really, really good evening. See you guys.